Doctors told me years ago that I should have taken it easier, but here I am at 92, still driving, still healthy, and not a single illness in 3 decades. Not even a cold. It's not luck. It's the result of 5 simple habits that changed my life. Some of them might seem too basic to matter, but they do. Let me share what I do and why you might want to start too. Each morning, before I even get out of bed, I move. It's not a workout or a stretch routine. I call it my body's wake-up call, a quiet signal that says, we're moving today, we're breathing, we're living. I've done this since I turned 62. A doctor once explained to me that the first half hour after waking is when aging hits hardest. The blood thickens, the joints are stiff, and your nervous system is still half asleep. Most people rush into the day, jumping out of bed, checking their phones, diving straight into stress. I do the opposite. I start by lying on my back and taking 3 deep breaths. Then I flex my fingers, wiggle my toes, gently rotate my ankles and wrists. It takes just 90 seconds, but it tells every part of my body, wake up, we need you. It might seem trivial, but this little routine sends blood to my limbs, oxygen to my brain, and awareness to my movements. It lowers fall risk, soothes the nervous system, and improves circulation. The National Institute on Aging backs this up. Older adults who practice light mobility in the morning report more energy, better focus, and improved balance throughout the day. Still think it's too simple? Let me tell you how things used to be. At 60, I'd wake up feeling stiff and sluggish, shuffling to the bathroom with foggy thoughts and heavy legs. I once tripped over my slippers because my feet weren't fully awake. That's when it clicked. If I didn't send a wake-up message to my body, it would stay asleep. Now, I never skip it. I do it before coffee, before the news. If I forget, my body lets me know. It's not the stretch that matters most. It's the habit. It's showing up every morning. That's what makes the difference. The Mayo Clinic has found that consistent, low-effort movement in the morning can ease inflammation, support joints, and even help regulate blood pressure in seniors. That's not a wellness trend. It's real science. The best part? You don't need to be flexible. You don't need gear or a yoga mat. You don't even have to leave your bed. Just 90 seconds and a message to your body. We're in this together. So ask yourself, when's the last time you truly greeted your body in the morning? Because aging doesn't happen in a day. It happens in these quiet, early moments. And it's in those moments you can start over. Turmeric owes its power to a compound called curcumin. It's been studied extensively. Hundreds of peer-reviewed papers confirm its ability to lower inflammation, especially the kind that creeps up with age and contributes to joint pain, chronic illness, even mental decline. One study in Frontiers in Pharmacology showed that curcumin improved immune function in older adults and lowered oxidative stress. But here's the secret. It only works well when combined with black pepper. Not just for flavor. Black pepper contains piperine, a natural compound that boosts curcumin absorption by as much as 2,000%. Without it, most of the turmeric passes right through your system unused. That's why I combine lemon, turmeric, and black pepper into what I call my golden glass. It takes under 5 minutes to prepare. Warm, not boiling, a cup of water. Squeeze in half a lemon. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and a pinch of black pepper. Stir. Sip. Let it work its quiet magic. I've been doing this almost every morning for 30 years, not because of a blog post or a health craze, but because I felt it working. Before I started, I battled sinus infections twice a year. My joints ached through every winter, and I always felt heavy after breakfast. Within 2 weeks of starting this, my digestion was better. No more bloating. My joints felt looser. I hadn't changed anything else. Months went by. Then I noticed I hadn't been sick in nearly a year. That was 3 decades ago. I've stayed with it ever since. Do I still encounter viruses? Of course, but my body doesn't welcome them like it used to. It's ready. It's alert. This drink is more than a wellness trick. It's a message. Like my morning movement routine, it tells my body, we're not just surviving today, we're showing up strong. You don't need fancy powders or overpriced pills. What you need are small, reliable actions that say to your body, I care about you. So tomorrow morning, before the toast pops or the coffee brews, pour yourself a glass of something golden. And when you drink it, know that it's not just a routine, it's a choice, a commitment to health, a decision to age on your terms. And then, I walk. Not to burn calories or to get steps in, but to heal. Every single day, rain or shine, I step outside and take what I call an anti-inflammatory walk. No earbuds, no screens, just breath and movement. Most people treat walking like a consolation prize, something you do if you can't run. But at 92, I've learned the truth. Walking is the main event. Back in my 60s, I jogged. I thought sweating was the key to staying young. But then I came across a study that changed everything. It said walking, just walking, can lower inflammation throughout the body, regulate blood sugar, improve memory, and even cut mortality risk by 39%. That's when I stopped chasing sweat and started chasing rhythm. Because walking isn't just about forward motion, it's about putting everything else back in alignment. Your joints, your lymph flow, your nervous system, even your thoughts. And the real key? I never skip it. Not because I'm super disciplined, but because I've felt what happens when I do. I stiffen up, my joints creak, my mind fogs, my gut slows down. But when I walk, I come alive. My posture improves, my knees stay limber, my mood lifts. I feel recalibrated by the time I return. Science backs this up. A study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine showed that just 20 minutes of walking can lower C-reactive protein, a major inflammation marker in seniors. And research from Stanford found walking enhances creativity and mental sharpness more than sitting ever could. But what truly convinced me happened about 25 years ago. One morning, I skipped my walk. I was too busy, figured I'd do it later. But the day got away from me. And for the first time in years, I didn't just feel tired. I felt old. Like my joints didn't belong to me anymore. Like my lungs had forgotten how to expand. That's when I realized walking wasn't just a healthy habit. It was a daily dose of medicine. Now I treat my walk like a prescription. I lace up shoes with proper support, start at a gentle pace, and concentrate on my breathing. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. I swing my arms lightly to keep my chest open. And here's something most people wouldn't guess. I smile as I walk. Not because I feel happy, because smiling makes me happy. That small gesture activates the vagus nerve, a key player in regulating inflammation, heart rhythm, and digestion. A study in psychosomatic medicine showed that smiling during physical activity boosts its stress-relieving effects. So I smile, breathe, walk. Just 15 minutes a day, and it sustained my strength for decades. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need sunshine. You don't even need energy. Walking gives it to you. Your body was made to move, and with each step, it says, I'm still capable. So if you're stuck in a rut, feeling tired, foggy, or unmotivated, Don't wait for inspiration. Put on your shoes, step outside, and tell your body, let's begin again. Because motion is life. There's one nutrient I never skip. Haven't missed it once in more than 30 years. It's not a vitamin or a trendy supplement. It's something even more essential: protein. When I turned 60, I thought my diet was solid. Lots of fruit, vegetables, whole grains, and the occasional multivitamin. Yet I kept losing strength. I'd run out of energy mid-morning. I started forgetting names, misplacing my keys, even questioning whether I'd eaten lunch. I blamed age, but my doctor told me the real reason: I wasn't getting enough protein. After 60, your body processes protein less efficiently. You actually need more to maintain muscle, brain function, immune strength, and tissue repair. That insight changed my mornings completely. I ditched the cereal and toast. Instead, I began eating what I now call the brain and body breakfast. It's simple: 1 boiled egg, a cup of Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts, and some blueberries. That adds up to over 25 grams of quality protein, plus anti-inflammatory fats and antioxidants that support cognition. It doesn't just satisfy me, it sustains me. And here's why that matters. Protein isn't just for athletes. Your immune system runs on amino acids. Your enzymes, your neurotransmitters, your entire repair and defense machinery depend on it. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal had more muscle, fewer hospital visits, and even lived longer. A Tufts University study showed that seniors with higher protein intake had stronger responses to illness and vaccines. It's not just about strength, it's about resilience. But not all protein is created equal. That's why I focus on complete proteins, those with all 9 essential amino acids. Eggs? Perfect. Greek yogurt? Complete, plus calcium and probiotics. Walnuts? Not complete, but rich in omega-3s and anti-inflammatory compounds. Blueberries? They tie it all together with powerful antioxidants. This breakfast doesn't just keep me full, it keeps me grounded. One benefit I didn't expect? My blood sugar evened out. I used to crash by 11 a.m. Now I coast through the morning like I'm 40 again. Meetings, long drives, errands. Whatever the day throws at me, I'm steady and clear-headed. Because I started the day with what truly matters. It doesn't have to be the same every day. Sometimes I swap in cottage cheese with flax seeds. Other days, it's sprouted toast with a bit of grilled chicken. If I feel adventurous, I'll make a lentil scramble. But one rule never changes: never skip protein, especially at breakfast. That's when your body sets the tone for the entire day. You wouldn't run a car on fumes, so why do it to yourself? A high-protein breakfast isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. It's something anyone can start at any age, regardless of past habits. Because your body doesn't care how old you are. It only cares about how you nourish it today. Here's something no doctor ever told me. Your mind starts to decline before your body does. And if you want to stay truly young, that's where the work begins. Each morning, before I talk to anyone or even check the weather, I do what I call mental tuning. It's not meditation. It's not therapy. It's simple. I sit quietly for 3 minutes and envision the kind of day I want to have. I don't dwell on traffic, to-do lists, or stressors. I focus on how I want to feel: calm, strong, steady, purposeful. Then I visualize myself moving through the day in that state. Confident, clear-headed, grounded no matter what comes. It might seem small, but it's the most powerful habit I have. Why? Because your brain can't tell the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that's actually happening. That's not just a feel-good saying, it's backed by science. Dr. Joe Dispenza and researchers at Harvard have shown via fMRI scans that when you imagine doing something with intensity, the same areas of your brain light up as if you were physically doing it. Over time, this reshapes your nervous system. In other words, you can train yourself to feel calm, focused, and resilient before you even step out the door. And this matters more than most people realize. Chronic stress is the #1 enemy of the immune system. Not germs, not genetics. Stress? It raises cortisol, which harms brain cells, suppresses immune function, and breaks down muscle. And for older adults, stress manifests differently. It shows up as brain fog, exhaustion, or health issues that seem to appear out of nowhere. But taking just 3 minutes each morning to tune your mindset changes everything. Let me share an example. Years ago, I had a friend, same age, same general health, but he was always stressed. The news, his finances, the state of the world, it kept him in a constant state of anxiety. Then, without warning, he collapsed. A heart problem. He survived, but he never fully bounced back. One day he asked me, "Why do you always seem so unshaken? Don't you ever worry?" I told him the truth. Worry is a thief. And every morning, I lock the door. It begins with setting an intention, and it builds into true resilience. Here's the best part. When you train your mind to be still, your body naturally follows. Blood pressure drops. Immune function improves. Memory gets sharper. Even digestion works better. In fact, a 2016 study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison found that just 5 minutes of daily mental visualization significantly reduced anxiety, enhanced focus, and boosted immune health in people over 65. And the effects lasted for weeks. So yes, I walk daily, I prioritize protein, I drink my turmeric tonic, but none of it would truly matter without this one foundation. Because your thoughts shape your hormones, and your hormones shape your health. You don't need to be a monk. You don't need mantras, incense, or sacred rituals. Just take a few minutes. Sit quietly. Picture strength. Picture joy. Picture yourself at 92, hands steady on the wheel, laughing in traffic, never falling ill. And over time, something remarkable happens. It starts to feel real. Because you're teaching your body what health looks like before it even arrives. So now you know. It wasn't luck. It wasn't flawless genetics. And it certainly wasn't a hidden secret I kept to myself for decades. It came down to 5 simple choices, done daily, done consistently. 5 small habits that rewired my health and quite possibly saved my life. And the truth is, you don't have to wait until you're 92 to begin. You just have to begin. The morning movement, the golden tonic, the restorative walk, the breakfast that strengthens, the mind that sets the tone. They may look minor, but their impact is huge, because health doesn't vanish overnight. It slips away in the things we postpone or forget, and it returns the same way, through quiet, intentional actions that restore our vitality, one breath, one bite, one step at a time. So if you're still asking yourself, is it too late? Let me gently remind you, you're still here. You still can, and you've already started. But there's one more thing I haven't told you yet. One last piece. It's something I do every single night, after the meals, after the walks, after the mindful moments. It's a habit that repairs my body while I sleep. And according to science, it may be the missing link in reversing aging itself. We'll talk about that next time.